I'm Jamie Colby, and today I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina. It's known for its gorgeous beaches and its great surfing, but it was also the last Confederate port city to fall during the Civil War. So it is fitting that I'm here to meet an heir whose ancestor became famous in defeat at the high water mark of the Confederacy.
My name is George Edward Pickett V. I'm the great-great-grandson of General George E. Pickett of Gettysburg fame. And I never knew exactly what that would bring to my family, fame, fortune, or dishonor.
George, who goes by his middle name Ed, has invited me to his home. Hi, Ed.
Hi, you must be Jamie.
I am Jamie. How are you today?
I'm good.
When the 59-year-old isn't working as a surfing instructor, Ed enjoys doing yoga and playing guitar. It's a far cry from his famous great-great-grandfather who fought at Gettysburg. Growing up, did your family ever discuss that you had a connection to that battle?
Well, I knew about it. It was discussed briefly. I was not really that interested as a little kid.
It's easy to understand why. Ed's ancestor is best known for being on the losing side of the most pivotal battle in the Civil War.
Some people said, oh, didn't he lose? Wasn't he a loser? Because that was the way a lot of the history books talked about Pickett's charge.
So you don't bury your head like, oh, I can't believe I came to school today.
I remember doing that one time. I didn't know enough to defend him.
Someone who does know a lot about General Pickett is Civil War historian Earl Coates. I meet Earl right here on the Gettysburg battlefield. I am standing right on the site of Pickett's charge.
You certainly are. You're at one of the iconic sites of the Civil War.
What was Pickett's contribution?
General Pickett, to that time, was certainly known as a Confederate commander, but after the charge, he was known the world over.
Pickett serves under General James Longstreet in July 1863 here at Gettysburg in the Army of Northern Virginia, commanded by General Robert E. Lee.
General Lee was looking for a great victory on Union soil.
But the Federal Army holds the high ground. After 2 days of failing to break through, Lee orders a controversial attack, an assault on the center of the Union line. General Pickett's troops are assigned to break through the middle. So, Earl, right now we're on the Confederate side.
Yes, in fact, you're moving pretty much along the ground that Pickett's division came across. You'll see how the ground slopes away here, and then you start up a steady slope up to where the trees are. There were Union cannon along the whole ridge line. They're high, they're elevated, they can see what's coming, and they can sweep the ground in front of them.
They had the edge.
They had it, and they used it.
Pickett's men advanced directly into heavy fire. The Union guns mowed down the rebels. What did the scene look like after?
Well, this field that you're seeing out here was littered with dead. It was just a scene of total devastation.
Earl reads me some first-hand accounts of the bloodshed.
On one part of the field, the dead lay almost as thick as they could, and men with heads shot off, men shot in two, and men shot to pieces, as hardly can be recognizable as any part of a man.
It's a turning point in the war. Never again would the South mount an invasion of Union territory. Was that the high water mark?
That's the high water mark. From that point on, the fortunes of the Confederacy started to wane.
Just knowing that Pickett's charge was a disaster is enough for Ed while growing up in North Carolina in the 1960s.
I had other interests that seemed to be more important to me at the time.
He certainly has no interest in this old suitcase of family heirlooms that his father inherited. When his parents divorce, his dad passes the suitcase along to his mother with instructions to hold on to it for Ed. Ed, this is the actual case?
It's the actual case. You want to take a look?
I really would.
Okay.
As far as young Ed could tell, the suitcase only contained some boring old military-looking knickknacks. A cap, part of a uniform, some old documents, whatever.
My mother would kind of say, there's this legacy you have, and it's going to be yours one day. And I would be like, yeah, okay. Sure, can I go outside and play?
Whether he appreciates it or not, Ed takes possession of the suitcase in the early 90s. It's his by family tradition as the firstborn Pickett male. After his 70-year-old mother moves into an assisted living facility, she warns her son to remove it from the family home before someone steals it.
I got it out of the closet. I didn't take the time right away to look through it. Kind of opened it and looked at it and went, oh, okay, and closed it and moved on.
It winds up tucked away in a closet again, now at Ed's house. But he has no time to play curator.
I spent a lot of time with my own children, and that was more important to me than looking through stuff.
Ed may not take much interest, but certain people in the Civil War collecting world do. Rumors spread that a metal case full of General Pickett artifacts is still in the family's possession in North Carolina. In September 1995, Ed gets a call from a guy named Russell Pritchard in Philadelphia. Pritchard says he's an antiques appraiser looking for artifacts to buy for a new Civil War museum being built in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
I was a little bit standoffish because I didn't really believe him.